Mike Tyson famously said that everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Well, today, I had a plan until I got poked in the eye. Let me tell you what I mean. Today was class number 10, positional control from side mount, and the double leg takedown with an aggressive opponent. So, I thought, based on my experience with positional control mount, it was gonna be kind of a laid back, possibly even boring class. Today was not boring, not at all, and let me tell you why. I partnered up with my buddy Scott. Scott, I talked about him before on this channel. Scott is a young dude, he's a brother like myself. He is athletic, he is strong, he is fast. And he is itching to roll. He wants to fight, he wants to roll. He wants to get the master cycle as soon as possible. Now me, maybe it's the teacher in me, it's the rule follower in me, but I always want to follow the lesson. I always want to respect the teacher and follow the lesson and do it by the book. Now, sometimes we go a little rogue, whatever, but for the most part, I'm going to do it the way you tell me. So if we're drilling, step 1, I'm going to do step 1. If we're drilling step 2, I'm going to do step 2. I typically don't deviate from the program because I want to be respectful to the curriculum, to the program, to the teacher. That's why I haven't been back to UFC gym, because I'm trying to be respectful to the combatives rules and no rolling and so on and so forth. More on that in a second. But Scott, he's so intense, and this is not a diss, it's a compliment. He's so intense that it gives you that fight energy that you want, or that I like. And I'm like, man, this dude, he makes me want to roll. And then as sure as the sun is shining, we start going a little bit harder, and it turns into kind of a roll, kind of a little bit. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, come on, man, let's go. And I'm like, all right, let's play a little bit. And so I end up, because we got to the part of the lesson. If you've never done this lesson before, I'm going to sound crazy, but we start with, 2 different variations of side control or side mount, and then we get into Casegatami. They didn't call it that. I don't know what they called it actually, but just like the sit through, right? And then of course the final step, the final variation is to get to mount. And so when we were going to mount, actually when we got to Casegatami, we got to pulling up the arm and sliding the leg through. He was trying to fight me on it. And he was like, come on, man, come on, do it. And so I just kind of bench pressed him a bit and got to where I wanted to go. And he was like, oh man, if you can do that to me, I need to know how to fix that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, what you want to do? So we start going a little bit harder. Nothing crazy, it's all love, it's all friendly. There was no animosity. He just wants to get a feel for the real, okay? He wants a feel for the real. And so he's like, dude, how much do you weigh? And I'm like, I don't want to say, but it starts with the number 3. He's like, damn, no wonder I can't bench press you. I'm like, hell no, you can't. And he's like, what number you can bench press me? Hell yeah, I can. So we start playing a little bit. And don't get me wrong, Scott was no slouch. He is very strong, he's very athletic, and he's going pretty quick. And in the process of going, I accidentally got poked in the eye. I said, okay, you poked me in the eye. You're going fast, you're going intense. I'm going to slow you down. And the way that I slow you down is with my good friend Gravity. Because as you know, Gravity is undefeated. So I hit him with a little more weight, a little more pressure, and that took a little bit of fight out of my man. And at the end, he's like, yeah, I couldn't get you off me. And I'm like, yep, I know. And it's not even like a proud moment for me, because I'm just using gravity. It's not like I had a little bit of skill, I rest, right? Leg pressure, hip pressure, whatever. But yeah, it was fun. I had a blast. Honestly, I worked harder. I sweat more than I planned to. It wasn't an easy, laid back kind of a day, because once me and Scott started playing around a little bit, it got a little more intense. It got a little more fun. It got a little more active, if you will. And even Henner came over and was watching. He's like, yeah. And he's like, okay, now you're doing a little jiu-jitsu versus jiu-jitsu. You need to slow it down and do the stuff. And I'm like, I felt like I was in trouble, right? I'm like, okay, we're going to slow it down and go back to just the basics. And we did. And then, of course, at the end, we had a little game. They call it level 1, level 2, level 3, where you give resistance, increasing, ratcheting up the resistance. And so by the time we got to level 3 resistance, it was just going down. I even at one point trapped him when he tried to go to mountain half guard, and it's just silly stuff like that. So we had fun. And it was more of a workout than I expected. And, of course, I lost the contact lens, which happens a lot lately. I just wear daily, so I just, throw them away and get another one out of my bag. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. And today was kind of like the latest episode of why Chris's jiu-jitsu didn't work, because my side control, as I mentioned before, I was usually on my knees. And I think that was because I was always trying to get to mount, but just maintaining and holding the side control. I only really did that when I was going for a submission. I would only do that if I was really trying to hold somebody and wear them out to get to like a key lock or a kimura or like an Americano, of course, from side control. But just maintaining the position, there's a lot of little fine details about maintaining the position that I hadn't really learned or hadn't really practiced. So the switching from, side control 1 to side control 2, whatever you want to call it, We used to call it cross-side 1 to cross-side 2. That makes sense, but I never really understood when and how to do it. So in framing the face and, people start spazzing and trying to push your head away or trying to hug your neck and try to choke you, that made sense as to the why behind the what. I feel like I have a lot of buzzwords. I think I say why behind the what a lot. I definitely say gravity is undefeated a lot. And I damn sure say stay vigilant all the time. If I say anything crazy, like if there's anything I say on a regular basis that I'm not aware of, put it in the comments. Hell, maybe I should make a gravity is undefeated t-shirt. Anyway, I understood the why. And by understanding the why, I understood how to maintain. They always say position before submission. I was always submission, right? So I need to practice and drill and maintain position. And that's what we worked on today until we got a little more interesting and a little more fun and a little more intense. And again, it was all love. If Scott was here right now, and I kind of wish he was because we'd have a good laugh about it, I was like, yo, man, we go. I told him, slow down a little bit. He was like, come on. All right, let's go. So he said, come on. And I said, slow down. And he said, come on. It was like, the cartoons where you got the big dog, the big bulldog, and you got the little yappy dog that's like, come on, Spike. Come on, Spike. Not that I'm Spike, but I was the bigger dog. And he was like, come on. And I said, all right, fine. Let's play a little bit. And what's funny about that, and if you made it this far, please hit the like button. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and definitely let me know in the comments if I say anything a lot that I'm not aware of. But at the end of class, Hitter says, hey guys, if you're 3 stripes or 4 stripes, come to Master Cycle Fundamentals. We're gonna do more positional sparring and learn about rolling and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, cool. And class is over and I'm walking off the mat and he goes, hey Chris. I say, yeah, what's up? And he says, if you wanna come to Master Cycle Fundamentals, come through. And I'm like, okay. And he says, yeah, because you've rolled before and you're safe and you kind of know, I'm not worried about you spazzing out, so come through. And I'm like, okay. So maybe one of these Fridays I'll go to Master Cycle Fundamentals. And I'll make a video about it because that's what the hell I do. So I have been officially invited by the man himself, Henry Gracie, to come to Master Cycle Fundamentals class. And a lot of people, I can think of 3 people right now off the top of my head who hit me up on Instagram asking me, what is Master Cycle Fundamentals? What is it like? How does it work? I had one guy, I don't want to say his name in case he doesn't want me to put him on blast, but he asked me, hey man, what is that? I want to tell my instructors about it. And I said, well, it's on the schedule. I sent him a screenshot of the schedule. I told him it was 3 stripes, 4 stripes. It says positional sparring. And he's like, all right, I'm going to talk to my people about it. And I don't think his people knew what it was or how to do it or how it works. So I think there's a lot of mystery around it. So Henry, if you're watching this, I know you watch some of the videos. I think the people need a video or a class or a lesson on Master Cycle Fundamentals because really, out of my whopping 230 whatever subscribers, I think I've had 3 or 4 messages asking me what it is and how it works. So hell, maybe I'm the answer. Maybe I'll come to the class and I will tell you all about it. If you want to hear about Master Cycle Fundamentals, if you want to know what it's like and what it's about, let me know in the comments. Stop DMing me. Well, no, don't stop DMing me. DM me all you want. I love it. I enjoy it. I actually traded spreadsheets with somebody last night and that gave me a hell of a laugh. His spreadsheet tracked his attendance and his progress, and I shared my spreadsheet and my attendance and my progress, and that was freaking awesome. So no, please continue to DM me. But I like to know who's watching the video. And I like to know what you guys think, what you guys want, if you have any questions. So down in the comments, if you would like to hear more about Master Cycle Fundamentals, if you're curious about it, if you don't know what it is, if you'd like me to do a video on it, which I'm probably going to do anyway, but just let me know how many people want it. Put down in the comments, put an MC if you want a Master Cycles Fundamental class, or just write me a nice comment. Hey Chris, like your videos, please do a Master Cycle Fundamental class. And hell, maybe I'll even ask Henry if I can record in there and you guys can kind of see what's happening, if that's allowed. I think it's allowed. I'll ask the man himself. I think that's it. I'm rambling, probably because I'm in a good mood. I'm sure you guys can tell I'm kind of in a good mood. I started off my Saturday thinking I was gonna be laid back, chilling, relaxing, and I instead got a little bit of a baby roll in, and that makes me happy and makes me feel good. And now Master Cycle Fundamentals, I can get into a little positional sparring, if you will. So I'm excited to see what's next, and I'm happy that I'm on this journey. Master Cycle Fundamentals coming your way soon. Gracie Combatives class number 9. It was 9 or 10. Positional control from side mount and the double leg. I don't like doing the double leg because my knees kind of suck, but it works. And I'm also shy and nervous about putting too much weight on people when I drive my shoulder in and drive my weight down. So I was kind of gingerly with it, but Scott was like, come on, man, do it. So I'm like, all right, kapow. So your wish is my command. I think that's it. Stay focused, stay positive, and most of all, stay vigilant. See you tomorrow. Well, see you Tuesday?